Okay, ready?
Hey,
Okay. Today it's June 20th, 2012, and we're visiting with Bess Ruffing, who just turned 103. How are you today, Bess?
okay.
Good, good. And you've told me before that you homesteaded here in Niobrara County, is that right?
We moved to Wyoming by train.
You moved here by train
Right, from Nebraska.
from Nebraska. How old were you when you did that?
5 years old.
5 years old. And you brought everything that you had with you on the train? Everything you owned on the train?
Yeah, even the dog.
Even the dog? Oh, good. So the dog came too. The dog was a homesteader too.
Yeah.
And where was your homestead?
Lots of Hot Creek.
North of Hat Creek. And is that homestead still in the family today?
No.
No.
No, Ed Norman owns it.
Who owns it?
Ed Norman.
And how long was it part of your family?
Homestead.
The homestead.
Well, we lived on it until my sister and I was ready for high school.
Until you were ready for high school?
And so my father left the homestead. He was a railroader,
He was a railroader?
and so he just got a job on the railroad, moved to town.
And then he got a job on the railroad and you moved to town. So
Yeah, you know, railroaders could get a job anytime.
they could get one any time.
Yeah, then he bumped somebody up.
Oh, I see. Bumped somebody else off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you came to your homestead, what was there?
Nothing,
Nothing?
nothing.
So how did you begin?
Well, we lived in a tent
You lived in a tent
until he built a cabin.
until you built the cabin.
They had to cut the trees down and peel them and build a cabin.
So you had to cut them down and peel them. So it was you and your mom and dad and your sister?
Yes.
And how old was your sister then?
She was 2 years older than me.
So she was 7 when you moved out.
Yeah.
And what did you have to, did you help in building the homestead too? Did you and your sister?
We had to peel the logs,
You had to peel the logs?
peel the bark off of the logs.
That sounds like a hard job,
It was a hard job.
was it?
We had a hatchet.
You had a hatchet?
Yeah, we used a hatchet and just peel the bark off of the hatchet.
Wow, so a 5 and a 7-year-old using hatchets. Not too many people would do that today, would they? How long did it take to build your cabin?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Bet it seemed like a long time.
Oh, yeah. And then we had put mud between the logs, you know.
Uh-huh.
That was my sister's my job. So
Yeah.
if the mud come out, we would put the mud back in.
So you had to put the mud in between. So was there a creek there that you could get mud from, or did you have
I
to?
had to make the mud.
You had to make the mud. I bet that was kind of fun. And when the cabin was done, how big was it?
Oh, it was one big room.
One big room.
And
And
then you built lean-tos on the big room for the bedroom.
so you built you built lean-tos on for bedrooms then. Uh-huh. When you were living in your tent while your cabin was built, what did you do when the weather was bad? Just stayed in the tent, huh? Did your tent stand up in the high winds that we have here?
Well, you know, I don't remember the winds.
You don't remember them then, huh?
No, so I don't know whether we had high winds or not. That's not a while, but I remember.
Well, that's interesting. When So once your cabin was built, did your mom, you said you moved to town when you got to be high school age. Did you go to school in town when you were smaller? Did you?
No, we went to Hot Creek.
You went to, there was a school in Hat Creek then. And how did you get there?
My father was a bus driver.
Ah, so there were buses then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What was the bus like?
Oh, it was Model T Ford.
It was a Model T Ford?
Yeah.
So how many kids did he pick up taking you to?
Oh, before we got there, I suppose we were about 6 feet.
Oh, really? So did you all have to sit on top of each other?
Yeah. It was a little boy I held.
You held a little boy?
Yeah,
Oh.
on my lap.
On your lap? Was it a long drive to school?
About 12 miles.
About 12 miles?
Yeah.
And at school, was it a one-room school?
No, it was a two-teacher school.
Two teachers, so there were
Lower grade, upper grade.
lower grades and upper grades. Were there many children that went there?
Yes, there were quite a few of us.
Were there? And were they pretty much all homesteaders?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And were the teachers like mothers of some of the students, or
No, the school district hired teachers.
they came out there or lived out there?
Yeah, the first year we were on the homestead, my mother taught us. And she only had a 5th grade education.
She only had a 5th grade education?
10th.
A 10th grade education, but
And she taught us.
she taught you, huh?
And there was another family kid. And there was 4 children there, I believe. So that made 6 of us. So then we got a teacher.
Once there were 6, you got a teacher, huh? Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So then when you moved to town to go to high school, did that seem very different to you, living in town?
Oh, yes.
Did you like it?
Oh, yes, I liked it. I liked school.
You loved school? And how did Lusk look back then? Did it have many businesses?
No, it was kind of many town.
It was kind of a mini town? Muddy town? No paved roads then, huh?
No paved roads and no sidewalks. Like boardwalks.
Mm-hmm. Boardwalks instead of sidewalks.
It was a grocery store and a hardware store. And those two. And a hotel.
The hotel? Was it the same not the same hotel that is there now?
Well, not that building, what's in it? I think apartments.
The Ranger?
No,
No.
down the block from the Ranger.
Down the block.
Across from the Texaco.
Okay. I know which building you mean.
Yeah,
That was the hotel then.
that was a hotel. It was called a Henry Hotel.
The what hotel?
Henry.
The Henry Hotel? Oh. Did people still ride their horses into town then? Or did everybody pretty much drive cars when they came to town?
Well, there weren't very many cars, mostly cheaper wagon.
Thames and wagon? Yeah. Now, I seem to remember you talking once about riding a cow. Was that right?
Oh, yes.
You had a cow that you rode?
Oh, yes. I rode it hard. The assessor was out looking the property over. And I was riding one of the cows bringing the other cow's head. And he asked my father why I was riding that cow, and he said, well, she thinks it's better than walking.
She thinks it's better than walking?
Yeah, Northern
I'm
time.
beating on you.
Pause this.
Here's your paper.
Oh, thank you.
I just paused it for a minute.
Yeah.